did finish the whatchamacallit. It's not applicable. Why is the algorithm line not applicable for Petrian versus Aljamain Sterling?
Oh, I see you did that on the thing. Because I don't know how to accurately put that in to make it read. Like if I put Aljamain Sterling won by TKO or anything, it has him winning the fight like 75% of the time, which is impossible. So I don't know how to get it. They can't accurately weigh it. So I just don't have it for that fight.
What? That doesn't make it. All it is that I don't understand your algorithm.
How do you weigh a DQ TKO into the way that fight happened and like weight it and make it like a thing, like, you know, because Jan was winning. It's like, no, you can't do it because it reads it as it makes Sterling should be a big favorite, which is not reality. So it's not applicable for that fight.
Why wouldn't you just cast that evidence aside? Like when you're finding the average and you get rid of the outliers.
You mean,
the numbers are 1,000, 50, 55, 60, 65. Okay, it seems like we should get rid of 1 and 1,000.
Oh, and just do. Oh, you mean like go back to the? I could go back to like the before the fight, like, and just do that line and act like that fight never happened. But I mean, that doesn't really do it justice because the fight did happen, and you know things were going on that favored Jan, and I don't know if that's really fair either because the current line is way higher than it was in their first fight. So I think Jan was like minus 220. Now he's like minus 460. So I don't think any book has a correct algorithm on how to like make that fight. They're just saying like Jan's supposed to beat this guy's ass. We'll double the line. That's
okay.
It. And we'll call it a deck. You know, and that's. But they got to have a line for it, obviously. But
I don't know enough about how the I never bothered to use those. I don't know enough about how algorithms work, I guess, to have even thought about that. Like, I guess, yeah, you have to plug in that they had that other fight, but you can't, like, unless you go and plug in the stats from the fight. Like, is that the kind of stuff that you do?
Not overall stats, not stats from just one fight, but overall stats.
Okay.
Not from that, but which would go into it, but yeah, I don't really have a comfortable way of equating that. Like, so I don't know. Like, you know, like I'd feel more comfortable saying putting in Jan won the fight by unanimous decision, like somehow weighing that than actually, which wouldn't do it justice either in a way, you know, because there's still a lot of fight left. But we'll talk about it. I tried to get screen share for this week, but I didn't get it to work. But hopefully next week I'll be able to do a screen share so you can see you can see our stuff, the stuff I've written down about algorithm line, and then.
Do you have the share button at the bottom right now?
Start bet would be. I don't have it.
Don't worry about it. We'll talk about that later. We don't need to do that on screen. All right. So how far did we get last time? Is there anything else coming up? Anything? Yo, I heard Masvidal actually got arrested. Did you look into that at all? I haven't listened to the details. Like, I know a little bit about that. Yeah. But like, I it's actually proceeding.
Yeah, he definitely got. I mean, I don't know how far it'll go, but he definitely got arrested for assault. You heard what happened, right? Or did you not hear?
Yeah, he went up to Colby outside of a bar and punched him, and I guess broke a tooth and
damaged Poppy Steak, some real mainstream 1%er steakhouse in Miami. So he, it's I went there. I actually went there once. It's I think Drake owns it, the rapper. So it's like super popular. The food was good though. So he just snuck up there. Like he went in real incognito style. He was dressed in like a full COVID-19 like survivor kit. He had a mask here, hairnet, the shield, gloves, and he just rolled up
Really?
and snuck them.
I
Yeah,
didn't know
there's
that
no
part.
video of it. That's what people said they saw, but there's no. He did it so fast, and somehow like nobody got his cell phone of it. He just like popped them twice and took off. But they could tell it
Hmm.
was him by his hairstyle that was sticking out, like his hairline was sticking out. So I don't know.
I-
But then plus he he also like kind of dry snitched himself right after. Like as soon as he got home, he did like a Snapchat saying like, "Oh shit, I heard you got fucked up, Kobe." That's how we roll in my city. Like so I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen of it. It's very odd. I don't know.
Dude, I hope it wasn't him. I'm glad Colby got what was coming. I hope it was Jorge Masvidal's cousin. And, like, if it was Jorge, like, yo, that doesn't surprise me at all. If Jorge did that, it wouldn't shock me at all. And 100% Colby had it.
But I'm like, is that really what you would do after like you just had the biggest payday of your life? You lost a fight, 25 minutes. Didn't work out. You had your moment in the fight. Like just but ultimately you lost. Is that really like you just got a nice payday, nice thing? Is that really? Would that really be his mind's like thing? Like I have to do this. This is for the street. I don't know. Is it set up
Yeah,
so they fight again
I
in 2 years?
would,
More money?
I would find it interesting if, like, if they stumbled into each other at the grocery store, if they bumped into each other at Wawa and Colby
Yeah,
slapped and Jorge slapped him, that would make total sense to me.
yeah, me too.
100%. Like I wouldn't even fault him for that one, right?
Right.
Or if after the fight Colby kept talking shit and then Jorge came out and fucked him
He
up.
did.
What?
He did. Which he did. He did.
Oh, he talked more shit after the fight.
Yes. He didn't stop.
Oh, well, this is
He
totally
just kept
deserved.
he just kept on social media though. Thing. He didn't stop talking shit via social media though.
Yeah, then this is 100% deserved. If he had just shut his mouth after the fight, then it would
Right.
have been then it's like, oh, okay, Jorge, come on, man. Like, you guys fought. You stop talking shit. Like, I get that you're still upset. You don't have to like this dude, but don't go find him. But
Right.
if you stumble into him, yeah, fuck him up. Go for it. He talked mad shit. I've got a buddy who he only does jujitsu because he says he could never be a fighter. And the
Okay.
reason he could never be a fighter is because if I have to fight you, these are his words. If I have to fight you, I have to kill you. Because I'm not. If we get to that point where like I have to fight you, I have to end your life. There's no
middle
not,
ground. There's
it's
nothing.
not an option. No, because that's how he grew up. If you
Okay.
fight somebody, that dude's gonna go get salty. He's gonna go back tell all of his cousins and all of his friends that you beat his ass, and he's not gonna come back and fight you one on one because it's already been proved that he can't beat you one on one. So now 16 dudes are gonna beat the fuck out of you,
Right.
right? Because there's no honor on the streets.
No,
So
there's not.
I
I've
couldn't be a
heard.
fighter. I'd
I've
have to
experienced
execute
that
them.
too, and I've heard that. But still, even if you end the guy's life, they're still coming for you.
Maybe if they know it's you.
I mean, even if they are, they're going to use deadly force instead of hand-to-hand combat or thing. But
Yeah,
it's pretty crazy.
yeah. It was just I've never heard of like not like I could never. The other day somebody was like, you got bigger balls than me. What?
I don't think I want to roll with that guy.
Yo, he's like the greatest role you could ever have. He's super into psychedelics and shit. He's like the greatest role you can ever have.
Of course.
Yeah, like I had to cuss him out a couple times to stop fucking around with people and get his game face on because he was never serious.
Right.
Good. Like as a white belt, he was doing shit that purple belts didn't understand.
Damn.
Right, but then he was just like lose because he didn't care. Like he's not gonna get tapped by a white belt, but he might get mounted in his guard pass by a white belt because he was fucking around doing purple belt shit. Like,
right.
Because he understands, but he's got like the feel because he's the psychedelic warrior and feel sport. The psychedelic warrior. That's how he rolls. That should have been his name.
Yeah,
Gotta check him out.
Psychedelic warrior.
All right. So last week we skipped picking for the Mike Malott Mickey Gall fight.
We did.
I didn't see. I only watched 2 of Mike Malott's fights. I didn't see anything that I was super impressed by. Like, he's good. He's definitely a good fighter. The thing that impressed me the most is how opportunistic he is.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, both of his finishes, one of them was a rear naked choke, and the other one, I forget what the other one was. But it was like, it was the reason he got them is because he snatched them out of nowhere.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Right? Like,
they're very, very quick, very violent, very tight, and there was just no getting. Yeah, and there was like no getting out. It was over pretty quick.
Yeah, it's the same. It was the Contender Series fight with 39-second guillotine, and his
that guy's
CFL.
good. That guy's good. He's got a lot of he still has a lot of respect, but he had a lot of hype too behind him. That guy had mad hype. Like the line on that fight opened up like a pick'em. It was like -110 either way, and then it ballooned. It ballooned from Malott's favor because people started jumping on Malott, and yeah, Malott played the part. I mean, he just like quick finish. But it was definitely like eye popping the way it happened. It was very fast, and it was a pretty pretty sick guillotine.
Yeah, so like he's good, but I don't see him. Like I'm looking at Mickey Gall, and I don't see any reason to believe that he's going to finish Mickey Gall. And when I look at his record, let's see, first round finish, draw, first round loss, first round finish. Like, this dude's, it looks like one time he might have been out of his very first professional fight. He might have been out of the first round.
Right.
He's been fighting for a while. 2011.
He had a break in between, yeah.
11, he took off for 12, 14, 15, took off 16. He didn't really have a break.
Malott we're talking about?
Right? Yeah, Malott.
Yeah.
Malott fought twice in 2011, didn't fight in 2012, fought once in 2013, twice in 2014, once in 2015, didn't fight 2016, once in 2017, didn't fight 2018, once in 2019, 2020, once in 2021. Like, he's not the world's most active dude.
No, not at all.
But by no means did he like. Yeah, there's nothing even scheduled for 2016 or 2018. So I wonder if those were injuries.
I think he played hockey. I think he was chasing a hockey career, is what it was. He's a really good athlete all around.
Yeah, but why would it just be those 2 random years and he's fighting the whole time through?
I think he just had time to make a fight in the year in between. Like, he had time. He's still loosely trained, and he just did a fight. I don't know.
Weird. Yeah, I mean, guys do that with wrestling. They fight in the off season. Like, that's what Aljo did.
Okay.
So yeah, that's possible. No, this dude's been training for a while, which explains his level of composure.
Okay.
Honestly, I think Mickey Gall is a good fighter. I think Mickey Gall should win this fight. I think that Mickey Gall's record doesn't speak to the level of prospect that Mickey Gall should be. Right? But like Mickey Gall grew up in the UFC. We've talked about the whole like how fights are how careers are supposed to be built, right?
Yeah.
Right? Like Mickey Gall's career was never built.
No.
I don't even think he had an amateur fight. But like he went right to the UFC. He had one pro fight and then won that fight. I think they gave him one more fight in the UFC and said, if you win that, fought Mike Jackson. So he had 3 amateur fights. Fought for Dead Serious, which is a New Jersey promotion. Dana White happens to be out here. He shoots his shot, calls out CM Punk. Dana White likes it, says beat our sound guy, and you can fight CM Punk. And you can be on the main event, or you can be on the main card, right? Like, and then after that, he beat Sage Northcutt. Like,
Yeah.
Rude Boy Brown. Like, Rude Boy is a good fucking fighter. Losing to Rude Boy is no big deal. I don't know who George Sullivan is offhand. I can't place him. But that was his next fight. He did not look good in the Diego loss, but like, that's fucking Diego Sanchez.
Right.
I didn't see the Alex Morono fight, but honestly, I was disappointed in his performance in the Mike Perry fight. But that's the only time that I've seen Mickey Gall and been like, Mickey, come on. So, like, I don't know. I don't see any reason why Mickey Gall shouldn't win this fight. But I wish for his sake he had the opportunity to build his skill set without competing on the world stage. And I know that that's probably not what he wanted. Like, I met the guy once. He's a cool dude.
Okay. Yeah. I recall. I know the Morono fight because I was pretty big on Morono going in that fight. I thought that was a really good matchup for Morono, and it played out exactly like that. Yeah, I don't see. I mean, I actually don't think Mickey Gall wins this fight by like on the ground. I think his way to pat the victory here is actually knocking out Mike Malott.
Really?
I don't think he's going to submit Mike Malott. I think Malott's going to be way too strong for him. And Mickey Gall's takedown percent. I think we might have touched on it later. His takedown percentage overall is just it's not good. His takedown attempts, he's 0 against guys that I forget who was the last fight because we talked about last week. Yeah, his overall takedown percentage isn't good, and he's just bricked. I think he was 0-6 one fight against some like I don't know. If he's not anything, he's strong as a bull.
His accuracy is 27%.
But like you did mention a big factor. I mean, we have no idea about Malott's cardio at all. Like, just don't know. He don't know. So how are we gonna know? The guy's never been.
Mm-hmm.
He's barely seen. Right? He's never seen like a second or third round. At least Gall's gone 15. Granted, it was a poor performance over 15, but that's all about matchup. Like Alex Morono was just a bad matchup for him because he's a slick striker, good takedown defense. I assume Mike Mallott's going to have real good takedown defense. I think most people are. That's why he's a pretty decent favorite. But I mean, I'm not confident in striking. I don't know. Can we really back in striking? I'm going to say no. But I do think that he. Your strength. I don't see his strength going away or his tank draining to a point where Gall can just drag him down whenever he wants. I don't see that. So I think Gall's best way is actually finishing this and catching him with a shot that he's not ready for based on his ring inexperience. But he's not that inexperienced, like you said. He's comfortable in there. So I think Malott gets it done. But I don't think. I noted on the side, like if for the sharp bet of the card, if you jumped on Mike Malott at -150 where he opened up, now he's like -220, -230. So that's a really sharp bet. If you jumped on Mike Malott earlier, kudos to you. You beat the books at their game. Doesn't mean he's going to win, but hey, that's. I think it's a little close. I think it's about -150 where it opened up. I wouldn't jump on Mike Malott over -2 to 1. I would, if I was going to bet the fight, I would take Gall, like you're saying, and just hopefully he finds a way to win. I would take the dog at that point, but I'll take Malott for our.
What's this? You added another category. What's the Razor's Edge sharp bet thing?
Sharp bet. So you see, yeah, I just kind of touched on it. Malat minus 150. So if you bet Malat at any other line, Malat's about minus 220 now, minus 230. So the line went up pretty significantly in his favor. So if you jumped on him earlier in the week, like maybe if you watched our video last week and we mentioned some things about Malat you liked versus Gall and start jumping on him, you would have got a great number, a great price. So that's a sharp bet because you beat the market. You got minus 150 and now he's minus 220. But as we saw last week, the 3 bets you beat the market on, you lost all 3. So, but you're still. I'll break that down some other time. You're still making money. You're still making money in the long run though, because you're beating the books. That's a sharp bet.
Because you're beating the books.
You're beating their line. Like you're betting their line because you know that line is not right. Going to go this way.
Okay. Who you got?
Malat.
All right. Who's next? Olenek versus Jared Vendera.
I think I'm the only guy excited for this Alexei Olenek Jared Vendera fight.
I'm excited for every single Alexei Olenek fight ever.
Yeah, you like Olenek. You like all this. And then he has 59 wins, 46 submissions. Who wins 60 fights? Like documented fights. How many fights does he have in his lifetime? 200?
I don't know, man. He comes from Combat Sambo, I think.
Something like that. No, Russian like every night, every other day.
Yeah, he's Ukrainian and he comes from Combat Sambo. Yo, an Olympic wrestler showed up to my my wrestling club yesterday.
Okay.
He won the world's last year. Wow. He's 49 years old.
Kurt Angle?
No, we can't even pronounce his name. He says, yeah. I won veterans last year. 5 matches in November. It takes me 1 minute, 27 seconds. He says, in finals, I get American wrestler. I beat him 10-0, 17 seconds.
Stop. How's that even possible? Is that a T-fall? 10?
Huh?
10-0? Is that a T-fall? 10-0? It's a T-fall, right?
In freestyle, it's 10-point lead. It might even be first to 10, but yeah. Tech falls are really, really common in freestyle. Yeah. He took the dude down, laced the legs likely, and then just roll. Yo, okay, so I don't even know how we got to this position, but he talked to me the entire round. He talked to me never stopped talking to me. Okay. So at one point, he chest wraps me and throws me across the room. Right? And then as I'm recovering from him throwing me 3 feet away from him, he starts looking behind him and says, "Where do you go? Where are you? I can't see you anymore. What happened to you?" And then when I got back to him, he says, there you are. You're back.
That's great. He's busting balls.
Dude, this guy was awesome.
That's funny as fuck.
So awesome. I'm so happy. I hope he comes back because he's my size too. Like, I mean, he's an old man, but like he's got to be 200 pounds.
Yeah.
He was stupid. I don't think he took me down a single time, and that's not to say he couldn't have taken me down. He just didn't have to.
Right.
Like I forgot to ask my coach that was watching. I'm not 100% sure if he put me in bad positions.
My son's talking, so
no worries. Or if I was just in bad positions and then he pushed me, but like it was like I was standing on ice skates.
Right.
I would go clinch with him, and then all of a sudden I would be on the ground, and I'm like, "Why are you still standing?" Like what happened?
Yeah, people are just scary good at combat crafts.
Dude, there's levels to this shit, and apparently I'm only on level 2.
Right, you need a cheat code, bro.
Apparently, like I thought I was wrestling a lot, and I'd be a little bit past level 2. Like shit, I thought, like, oh, okay, all right. There's only 10 levels. I'm on level 5. No. I don't know how many levels there are, but it's more than 10, and I'm not on level 5.
Checkpoint level 2. Shit.
Alexei Olenek.
Dude, I'm so excited to watch this fight just because I think Alexei Olenek, this is so winnable for him. I feel like he should be such a bigger favorite here. I love this for him. I think this is. I think he kind of has to win. I feel like if he doesn't win this fight, he hangs it up. Jared Banderas loves taking fights on short notice. I guess that's his thing. So he's stepping in here. Short notice. I think it's a real problem. He doesn't have striking defense. The guy just loves to take shots. His defense is with his face. That's how he likes to fight. I think. Yeah, where you try to correct the point. He's been taken down. He's not I haven't seen his even though I don't think Olenek has the best takedowns, I don't think Bandera has really good wrestling to try to stop his takedowns. Bandera's also not a volume striker by any means. He's more of he can win a fight. He can win a fight in a grind out style fashion or something. But I don't know. I don't think he can finish Olenek here. I think Olenek gets him down, and I think that's it. I think he just needs one takedown. I think he finds it at some point. I don't think Bandera. He fought a wrestler, Romanov. He fought a wrestler heavyweight, and he wants to fight
7 times.
Yeah, once the fight hit the mat. Even though Romanov's, I know he's a good wrestler for heavyweight division. But he just didn't have an answer. If this hits the mat, I think Olenek finds the sub pretty easily. I don't know. I think Olenek should be a much bigger threat, in my opinion, and I think he wins by sub. Alexei Olenek doesn't knock people out anymore. I think he wins by submission, and you'll get an even better price. So I like Olenek. I think Olenek wins by sub. I think this might be the best value of the night of the whole card.
Yeah, I largely agree with you. Jared Bandera has a pretty high work rate, especially for a heavyweight. 4.54 strikes per minute landed. That's on the higher side, definitely as a heavyweight. If we look at let's see, Arlovsky is 3.7.
He could have won the fight. I think he started slow and he lost a split, but it could have went either way. I think Arlovsky. Yeah, but I think he didn't land any strikes in the first round. He just started real slow, and then Arlovsky kind of gassed out a little bit.
Yeah, no, Bandera's got a really he lands a full. He lands 25% more often than the other heavyweights that I'm looking at. That being said, he also gets hit 35% more often.
It's significant.
His strikes absorbed per minute is almost 5%. It's 4.96. That's stupid. Takedown accuracy 100%. Okay, cool. Takedown average 0.28. So that means in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fights, he got one takedown that was on the Contender Series against a dude who I don't think fights in the UFC.
Yeah, or maybe there's no way he tries to take down Olenek. There's just no way.
He's got worse takedown defense than Olenek, and I don't think Olenek even defends takedowns.
No, he just welcomes them. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's true. I'm
looking at his stats. Alexei Olenek, 33% takedown defense. Jared Bandera, 20% takedown defense.
Yeah, 20% was it's even though it's skewed towards that one. The one fight was a lot of takedowns. Power takedowns. That's not really Olenek's style, but I think Olenek's crafty enough to get this to the mat, and I think pretty sure he finds the sub. I like sub prop.
This guy does have I mean, he's got 19 fights.
Hmm.
So he's probably not a moron as far as like while he's the methodologies he uses, the tactics, the strategies and tactics he uses within combat. He's likely not a moron. So
No,
he's probably not going to follow Alexi to the ground when Alexi pulls guard.
it wouldn't. I mean, I wouldn't think so, but I've seen. I see many mental blunders at the UFC level. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so.
So
I'm pretty sure he wants to. He likes fighting in the stand up from what I've seen of him anyway. So yeah, I think he knows that he doesn't want to be there. So we'll see. I don't know.
I'm also going with Olenek by
Yeah.
sub. So I have a buddy who did a bunch of Sambo tournaments, right? And he says 1 tournament, 4 fights, right? It's not like an MMA fight. It's only a 1-round fight. It's like 5 minutes or whatever it is. And then if you win, you move on, right? Because it's tournament style.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so in 2005, Alexei Olenek won the World Championships of Sambo, Combat Sambo. And then in 2001, he won the Eurasian Combat Sambo Championship. So right there, that's probably 8 fights. Okay.
Yeah.
He won Russia. He was the national champion in Russia in 2003 and 2004. That's 8 more fights. And then he was the Moscow champion 5 times. That's another 20 fights. 8. That's 30 fights in Sambo. That just at the world class level. How many tournaments did he do as a kid? How many times has this dude been punched in the face? Ooh, first fighter to compete across 4 decades. He started competing in the 90s and still competes now.
It's a good stat.
I can't think of anybody else who competes that far back. Like in the 90s.
No one stands. Yeah, there's no one that could.
Overeem competed in 99 and 2021. So Overeem also has that. But yeah, stuff. Olenek.
We got it. Put him on the board for us. He's going in.
Okay.
Olenek and Olenek. All right. Next fight, Mackenzie versus the tiniest tornado. Who you got?
Have you ever heard of anything about Mackenzie Dern's dad?
Just that she's been doing jiu-jitsu for a long time and he taught her, but I don't really know the bloodline or anything. How related?
Mackenzie Dern's father is Megaton Diaz.
Megaton? Like Megatron? Just Megaton.
No, Megaton, like a bomb.
Megaton. Okay.
Megaton Diaz.
What is it?
Supposedly comes from the way he threw people, something like that.
Okay.
Megaton Diaz has competed at every single world championships ever.
Okay.
Since 1990, I think it was 8. Yeah.
It's a sick run. Sick
Yeah.
rag.
And wins a lot. Megaton Diaz just got his coral belt.
Oh wow! So that's the rarest thing, right? In jiu-jitsu, a coral belt. It's not
White, blue, purple, brown, black, and then your first 5 stripes stay on your black belt. Then you go to a white and red belt for your 6th and 7th stripes, maybe just your 6th stripe, and then you go to a red and black belt for your 7th and 8th, or just your 8th, and then your 9th stripe, you have a red belt. And then there is a 10th stripe that would go on a 10th on a red belt, but it is reserved for like 10 people ever. Right? According to Renzo Gracie, if you got your black belt at 19 years old, you would receive your red belt at 65 years old. Megaton's almost there. He's like 12 years away from getting his red belt, or 15 years away from getting a red belt, right? So this dude who's competed basically since Mackenzie was born, he's been competing in world championships.
Mm-hmm.
She's fucking bred for this. I'm pretty sure her mom's a black belt too. Like, she grew up in the gym, but she's like, she grew up in Arizona.
Yeah, I mean, she's great. I mean, you see her when the fight hits the mat. She knows what to do. It's the lion's den.
Yeah, I don't see any way.
Damn, homie, really? Just like that? Just like, yeah, Mackenzie Dern. Wow.
I didn't even realize you were looking at the
Put the break. Wait, skirt. Like, really? Like, just not even. Dude, totally just like, she's not fighting a chair. She's fighting a person. That's funny as shit. He logged it right in. Like, yeah, that's all she wins.
I wasn't planning to announce that yet. I just happened to be writing it down. But yeah, that is the way I feel about that. Like, I can't see a path to victory for Tisha Torres.
Wow.
I like Tisha Torres.
All right.
But like, I got no idea who Tisha Torres is working with in Colorado now. Right? So like, she used to be an ATT. Huh?
She's looked great as of late. She looks like she's really in shape, and she's lightning fast. Like, I think she actually had a finish recently too. Like, finished a fight and ran circles. She ran circles around Angela Hill, but she's been looking really good. I forget.
Ran circles around Angela Hill. Did she?
Yeah.
Sam Hughes. Yeah.
She's been balling.
Nah. Decision. Oh, she rear naked chokes Juliana Lima. I don't know who that is. Jutai. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah, and then just she lost 4 in a row, and then 1 win. I don't know, man. Like,
Yeah, no, that's it's who you're feeling. It's who you're feeling. Yeah, I don't. I mean, to me, Mackenzie Dern striking's terrible.
Did you hear more recent fights?
I thought it was ridiculous that she was favored over Marina Rodriguez, and Marina Rodriguez proved me right in that fight. I mean, I thought that. I mean, Dern really only had one way to win that fight. I mean, it's kind of the same now. She's not out. Is she going to outstrike Tisha Torres over 15 minutes? Fuck no. Tisha Torres lands high. I think like 50%. She lands a lot of strikes, and she's quick. She gets out of there, and she's looked great. She's looked fast. So that's a problem. It's an even fight. It's a pick'em fight.
This is an even fight?
Yeah, it's an even line. Yeah, it's a pick. I mean, the one thing I think Dern has going for her here is I think she has like 3 or 4 inches of reach, and I think I want to say she's probably physically stronger than Tisha Torres. I think she's going to be. I would think so, which isn't her going for her, because I think she's going to grab her. I think that reach helps with what she wants to do. She wants to clinch, grab, and find a takedown. If it hits the mat once, is it over though? I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, it is. If it hits the mat, it's over.
That's the one thing I don't know. Like, I don't know Tisha. I've never seen Tisha Torres in like a grappling thing, but I know she can get up. But I don't know how she would get. How's she going to get up when Dern's? I don't know. That's
it's not going to hit the mat.
What's that?
Just looking at it, it's not going to hit the mat.
It's not.
Nope.
How?
Mackenzie Dern has 10% takedown accuracy.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up too. Her takedowns are like, her striking isn't good in my opinion. Her takedowns for MMA are pretty poor. I'm sure she's amazing in a gi. Or or in a no-gi. Like she's probably it's probably
guard pull. It's guard. There, it's all guard pulling.
right. So
She doesn't know how to do one, but it's not necessary.
Right. So I really I don't know. As much as I want to say like it's hard for me to back. It's really tough. But my algorithm has Mackenzie Dern winning this fight more often than not. So
do you have any idea who Tisha's working with?
Raquel Pennington.
That does not know. That just because she. Let's see.
Fine.
Genesis Training Academy. Ooh. If she's actually training at Genesis, that could be like. Let's see who's in this corner. I don't know any of these faces. Pound for Pound Fitness.
All right, so I'm going to go with Torres. I say Torres. I'll say Torres does enough, keeps her off of her. I think her clinch defense will be pretty good. I also think the speed of her striking is at some point going to slow Dern down. It has to, because she's fast. I don't know. I think Torres gets. I think Torres going to get the win.
Yo, that's such a dope shirt. This shirt says "Eat, Sleep, Teep."
I like that. Eat, sleep.
I'm looking into her training camp, just trying to see who she's working with. But like, Mackenzie's striking looks significantly better in her previous fights, her last couple of fights, right? Since she's been working with
Rodriguez at all. I didn't think so. It looked good against.
You know who the fuck that lady is?
It looked good against Janjiba, but she's not a striker. So no, I don't think it's really great.
Okay, did you see it again? How did she do against Nina Nunes? That was only 1 minute. Rena Genjiroba.
I love Mackenzie during that fight, but that was a totally different. That was a different.
Was that a grappling fight?
No, it wasn't going to be, but it was.
She's working with Jason Perillo 6 days a week.
I don't know who that is.
Okay. BJ Penn.
He's good.
Michael Bitt. Tito Ortiz. Who's the dude from El Salvador that's in the top 15 at 135? Huh?
El Salvador?
Yeah. He's not from El Salvador? Where the fuck's from? Cheeto Era.
He's from El Salvador?
Something like that.
He's from Colombia.
No. He's not from Colombia. He's from one of the islands. I think. No, Ecuador. He's from Ecuador, not El Salvador. He's from Ecuador.
Ecuador.
I'm 90% sure that he's from Ecuador.
You're right. He is.
So these are all the dudes that he's like taken and transformed. Like it's Jason Perillo is a world-class striking coach. That being said, Mackenzie Dern got kicked out of her first MMA gym for bad training habits.
Wait, bad training habits?
To my knowledge, I don't know the details, but she was at the MMA lab in Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and I have friends who used to travel there to train there and said that she acts like her shit doesn't stink. And then like she was dating the dude that fought Cody Garbrandt. I think he fought Cody Garbrandt. He's a jiu-jitsu black belt. Whatever. He works with Sean O'Malley now all the time. They were like engaged or some shit. Have been dating forever. I think he's a jiu-jitsu world champion even. Like ADCC level dude. And she just trained like shit. And like just caused more problems than she was worth. So that she got removed from the MMA lab, which is when she started like okay, went and go and try and train in Brazil, and then that didn't work. And then she took all that time off, got married, went to some surfer she met in Brazil, and then ended up back in California building a camp around herself because nobody wanted to like.
Oh yeah, damn! I didn't know this. This is great knowledge. Oh, I stay far away. Teacher tours all day. Yeah, that.
But no, the point of that was
Yeah.
she built a team around herself instead of joining a team now. So when we were seeing shitty Mackenzie Dern, that girl wasn't fucking training. That girl thought she was good. She thought she was going to win a UFC title in under, I'm making up the number. In under 8 fights, she's going to win a UFC title, defend it one time, retire, and go back to jiu-jitsu. That was the plan.
That was the plan. Yeah,
right?
I've saw that.
And then she lost to Amanda Hebus. Same thing with like Henry Cejudo. Henry Cejudo didn't know that he could lose like that until Demetrius Johnson. And he said losing to Demetrius changed everything for him.
Right.
Because he didn't know someone could do that to him.
Right.
I got Mackenzie Dern. I never bet against Mackenzie Dern. I might have bet against her in the Marina Rodriguez fight, but I probably even didn't.
Right. No, I don't. I mean, building a team around you, I don't know how do you build a team? Like, so if I you get kicked out of 2 gyms.
I didn't say 2 gyms. I said 1 gym.
Just 2. You said whatever. We'll call it a gym and a
call it 5 gyms. You got kicked out of 5 gyms.
I mean, if someone comes and like gives me their resume and like I got fired from this place, yeah, I got fired from this place, but I want to build a team. I want to build this around here. I mean, all right. I don't know.
Everybody in California. There's no everybody in Orange County and everybody in LA. Like she represents Black House. Ain't no Black House. Black House isn't a thing. Black House is a management company.
Okay.
Black House. It's a facility that they spar in.
Maybe she got around her, but I mean that striking should have been improved. It should have been improved by now. I don't know. It's not. It's not number 5 ranked. What is she ranked? Let me see this. Let me see. She's number 5 in the division. Stop.
Is she at 25 yet, or is she still trying to fight at 15? 15. This is at 15.
Oh, so it's straw weight.
The other thing is she couldn't make weight forever.
Too heavy?
She missed weight like 4 times in a row. But she's so talented and so attractive that they never said shit about it.
Right. Yeah.
We got to keep her. Anyways. Mackenzie Dern all day, baby.
No shot. Let's move on.
Yo, Burns is the favorite?
Fuck no. Huge dog, but my number says Burns should be the favorite, which is my example I was going to show you about the Peter Yan. Like I was like, all right, something's wrong here. But I don't know in this case. This is this is based on competition, level of competition, a lot of things. Like because Hamzat's pretty much cream nobodies. He should be. It's tough. I mean, this line is ridiculous. I've never seen a line this ridiculous in all the years like watching UFC. Everything. I've never actually. Wait, Ronda Rousey was like minus 300 over Amanda Nunes. That was pretty ridiculous. But this is really ridiculous. This is out of control. Like this is total disrespect to a guy that almost knocked out Usman. I mean, come on. It's whack. I mean, Hamzat, he's over 5-1 favorite. I mean, come on. I don't know. What do you think? With my analysis and nonsense.
What?
Before I weigh in with my nonsense, what do you think? You got a better Hamza, the reach advantage. He's stronger wrestler. Burns is a BJJ like superstar. You know, like elite. I don't know, but I mean, he's explosive as fuck too. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel Hamza has done a good job of being humble though. Like I don't think he is acting at all like he's already got the belt around his waist or he's won this fight. I don't think so. Even though he just says, "I crush everyone. I'm crushing everyone." Like he is crushing everyone. He's also just literally walking up to people like they're not there and fucking slamming them and beating the shit out of them until the ref stops it. It's insane. Like I mean, no one's. It looks like no one's even like either his shot is so fast and they're like he's in on their legs and getting them down and I mean it just looks like no one's brought the level yet of technique and skill and ferocity that you need to try to beat this guy or do something to stop him smashing you. I'm pretty sure Gilbert Burns will bring that.
So first off, he hasn't just fought cans. When you look at Khamzat's record, he hasn't fought cans at all. Li Jingliang, I believe, was ranked in the top 15 when he fought Li Jing.
Yeah, I wouldn't call him a can either, if that's the thing. But I did say cans, but he certainly fought like. I mean, he wasn't ready for that fight. Like he wasn't ready for what was coming at all.
Yeah. Gerald Mearshart has been around since the dawn of time.
Yeah, but he gets
when I was a junior in high school, I would be sitting on my phone on WisconsinCombatSports.com reading write-ups of Gerald Mearshart fights. So let's see. How old am I now? 31. 14 years ago, Gerald Mearshart was the number one fighter in Wisconsin. Like, dude's been around forever. He's seen everything.
Yeah.
Right. I think that if he hadn't flatlined Mearshart, we would have seen something different. And I'm not saying that Mearshart would have won.
No, I know.
Mearshart would have done different things on the ground than the other people that we fought. Right. So now we go through and we look at who else we fight.
I think he's so worried about this shot and prepared for it, he just completely forgot about or completely mistimed the. Like Khamzat does have a long reach, and he's got hands, so he just KO'd him. Just one shot, bang.
So the only time that we have seen Khamzat not take somebody down effortlessly, he fought a world champion sambist, right? Who stuffed like 5 or 6 of his takedowns in a round. Might have even made it to the second round. That might have been the second round. No, first round. Stuffs a couple of takedowns in the first 2 minutes. To which Khamzat responds by flatlining him.
Mm-hmm.
Right, like
plan
A, take him down. Plan A does not work. End from feet immediately. Like
plan A, smish. B, smish.
This is honestly the only fight on the card that I don't feel super comfortable picking. And I'm obviously going to pick, but like,
yeah, no, I feel you. I don't think this. This line's ridiculous. How is Gilbert Burns this big of an underdog here in an MMA fight? I don't know. I would say Hamzat. I don't know. Has Hamzat ever? I'm sure he's a great wrestler. I don't think we've probably only seen the tip of an iceberg on his wrestling. Has he ever wrestled a guy of Burns' caliber though? Like a guy of Burns' BJJ background?
Oh, he doesn't have any fights against anybody who's seemingly world class in jiu-jitsu. But he was competing at a
because the wrestler should have the edge, right, over a grapple. Like if he's a superior wrestler with hips in position and staying out of sub, getting sub. Like is Burns going to sub him off his back? I want to say not.
No, probably not. But
I never.
He's a freestyle wrestler, so the fact that he holds people down is actually one of the most interesting things to me. Because Khamzat's, I think we talked about this last week. Wrestlers from Russia don't fight. Sambists fight. Right? Freestyle wrestling doesn't translate that well into MMA. People who are like super elite, that's why you see Yoel Romero not use his wrestling. Right? The average freestyle or Greco-Roman wrestler, their techniques don't immediately transition into MMA because they don't value control at all. So he uses giant explosive movement, take you to the ground, and then you just get right back to your feet because I've been training my entire life that you're going to sit still and just try and ride the clock out for 10 seconds. Mm-hmm. So the fact that Khamzat takes people down and then is able to keep them there is honestly way more impressive to me than the fact that he can take people down.
Yeah.
As for will he be able to hold down Gilbert Burns? Nah, probably not. If he is able to finish Gilbert Burns, if he is able to fuck up Gilbert Burns on the ground, 100% this dude's gonna win a title. Mm-hmm. I'm leaning Khamzat, and I think that I'm leaning Khamzat, and I think that he's probably gonna win a decision, and I think most of the work's gonna be on the feet because I don't expect him to finish Burns. Like I don't know.
Burns. It's the one thing I do love. I think I put on there. Yeah, the show. Like I don't think this fight's going the distance at all. I think at some point it turns into a war, unless it's a 3-round fight. But I could see a slow. Maybe it's slow early, but Khamzat doesn't really come out slow ever. So I don't think he's going to do that now. I think if maybe Burns will be a little cautious early, but I think it'll open up. I mean, I don't know how Khamzat will be like later in the rounds. Even though Burns, he can tire. He showed he can tire, but I think he's also shown he can go the distance and perform well. He still does what he can do like later in the fight. So I don't know. It's really hard for me to back. That line is just saying that Khamzat's just fucking Burns up. Like that's it. It's never getting out of the first round. At some point, he's fucking him up. Either he knocks him out or he's just going to get him down and beat him. Just that's it. He's never getting up. He's going to TKO him from the ground or so. But I don't know. Like have we seen Khamzat strike? Later rounds against a guy who's as explosive as Burns? Fuck no. So I don't know. Like Burns has power. I don't know. This is tough.
Khamzat's only left the first round twice, and the second time was in his first UFC fight where that guy did literally nothing and just survived.
Yeah.
Right? So like we have no idea what his gas tank is.
Yeah, I would think he looks like he's an oxen. I mean, he just looks like he's just doesn't get tired. Everyone does get tired. Like I don't know, maybe Burns just has that special recipe that will do things that Khamzat will get a little tired or something. I don't know. Have we ever seen Khamzat on his back? No, right? I don't think so. Ever. So. Burns takes him down at some point.
Burns isn't going to take him down.
No, I'm pretty sure that something's going to. I don't think this fight goes the distance. That's from my end of it. I think this fight gets finished in some way. Burns can be chinny. Khamzat is always looking for the finish. Burns is looking for a finish. I don't think this fight goes the distance. But it's hard. I mean,
not call Burns chinny.
I think he's been finished
twice. He's been finished twice. Once by Kamaru Usman.
But that was more of like and I think that was more of an adrenaline dump than anything. I don't know if I think he went he went a little ham after
Yeah.
he almost took him out, and I think the adrenaline dump of him, like I won the championship, like because he really gassed out after the thing.
And the other one was to Dan Hooker. And that was like, so that's 4 years ago.
Yeah, but that was a blast. Hard to hit him like that, but I guess if anybody does, I guess it's Chimaev he did that. That's kind of like what he did to Mearshart. So I don't know. I think maybe Chinny is a little too cruel.
Yeah, there's just no evidence for him being chinny.
Okay, I'll have to tell. No one knocks out Damian Maya. Burns fucking crushed Damian Maya.
Yeah, Burns crushed Damian Maya after getting taken down by him twice.
Literally, like has Usman's got a granite chin, and he almost knocked out Usman. So he's definitely got the power.
The people that I know that know Gilbert personally and have worked with Gilbert said it's not necessarily that his skills have improved that has created this new run, but his confidence has skyrocketed.
Okay.
So he's bringing the same skill set, but he's going to stay in your face in a way that he never would have before. For whatever reason, the weight cut, he credits doing all these jiu-jitsu tournaments and stuff like that, and like all sorts of things can go into the mentality. But supposedly the thing that's changing for him is his mentality, not his skills. Yeah. I mean, the more I talk about it, the more I want to pick Burns, but like, I don't know, man. Honestly, like I like Gilbert Burns, but I've never been on the Gilbert Burns hype train. I didn't. He's constantly surprising me, if that makes sense. Like, he took down Wonder Boy.
Yeah.
Nobody takes down. Now, since then, Wonder Boy's lost, I think, each of his fights. Or he lost his fight to Bilal Muhammad, and that one looked bad.
Yeah, it was bad. He looked bad in that fight.
But, like, he took down Wonder Boy. Nobody takes down Wonder Boy. The last time Wonder Boy got taken down was by Matt Brown. Like, that. So it's the stuff that I've seen Gilbert do is ridiculous. Right? I'm looking through his record. He beat Rafael Lovato Jr. in grappling. Like, that's insanity. Lovato Jr. is way bigger than him, too. All right, let's see. Usman. Okay, whatever. But he almost beat Usman. Tyron Woodley. Who thought he was going to do that to Tyron Woodley? And Damian Maya. Right? Okay, he lost a grappling match to Craig Jones. Who cares? He beat Jake Shields in grappling, beat Sakuraba in grappling, beat Hughes Edwards in grappling, right? He dominated Gunnar Nelson. Like, he's stupid good. Stupid good. Yeah, I mean, I already said Hamzat, so at this point I'm just babbling. But
that's the thing. Yeah, Gilbert. 50% takedown defense in general. Not amazing grappling stats for him though in the UFC. 13 out of 76 takedowns landed. That's not that great.
where are you finding that stat?
That's on UFC.com.
Huh. I don't see the total takedowns. Anyway, it's not important.
Yeah, I mean, when fights get like this high, it's so hard to like pick things. But I mean, I'll take Hamzat too. But just, I mean, it's thing. But I do think this fight's not going the distance one way or another.
Peter Yan versus Aljamain Sterling.
Peter Yan impresses me so much. I don't know what it is. I mean, maybe it's the fact that he just looks so tiny in there, like, and he's always like the tiniest guy. He's always at a reach disadvantage as well, but he's just so like he's always stunning people. He's just poof. I mean, everywhere the fight goes, the guy's like the guy's magic. It's just so. He's so like so sick in my opinion. I don't know. I never. The guy's I don't 135 pounds. I mean, he's not a. He just crushes. The volume never stops. He doesn't get tired. It's just I don't know. The guy's scary to me. Yeah. I mean, did you saw the first fight, right? Aljo and Peter Yan.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you seen.
Absolutely.
Do you think Aljamain got tired? To me, he didn't look like he was tired. I mean, he was still doing takedowns in the third round.
Oh yeah, he was tired. Don't look at the output. Look at the intensity.
I remember watching it. Maybe I should watch it again, but I don't. I know he didn't do well overall on takedowns. What I remember, but he was still shooting and he was still doing stuff. Like he wasn't like a tired guy. Doesn't do that.
Aljo went from swinging at 80% to swinging at 30%.
Okay.
Right, but he never stopped. Kind of like a Diaz brother or Colby Covington. Like the downpour never stops, but that doesn't mean that he doesn't get tired.
Yeah, he threw 100 more strikes than Yan actually in that fight.
Yeah,
he landed 50% overall. Yeah, Yan. Yeah, he was. Oh wow, he was 1 for 17 takedowns. I didn't know it was that bad. That's bad. He was 1 for 17. Meanwhile, Yan was 7 for 7. Yeah, he had a knockdown, and then I remember Aljamain had the reversal. But yeah,
that was the most impressive part. Was that he took Aljo down. Stuffing Aljo's takedowns didn't necessarily bother me that much because the strategy for Aljo didn't seem to be that much of get him to the ground. Right, the thing that his corner was telling him was the more you do, the less he does.
Yeah, I don't think that'll work against Yan. I'm sorry.
No. That was the intentional. That's literally what Yan does. Yan is a computer. Yan sits back and takes in information. And while you're feeding him information, he doesn't act.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as you stop giving him information, he begins to act.
Right.
So they attempted to overwhelm the computer. It's a common strategy against a counter striker. And I'm not trying to say that Yan is a counter striker, but Yan makes reads.
Because in general, counter strike a lot, which I guess you do if you're always at the reach of disadvantage.
So the plan for them was to continue to push the pace as much as they possibly could, right? And, okay, it's not working. Let me just shoot a takedown to make him do something. Now we're in touching distance. Let me touch him 3 times before we get out of grappling distance. Okay, now we're back to the middle. Let me just go ahead and shoot on him again. Like, from what I remember, most of those shots were not designed to take him to the ground. If they had taken him to the ground, cool, awesome. But the goal wasn't necessarily for him to go to the ground. The goal was to make Petr Yan work. Now, that being said, when Petr Yan decided, fuck you, I'm going to take you down, that was alarming. That I did not see coming. I really want Aljo to win.
I don't. I kind of like. I think Sandhagen was a tougher matchup for Yan than Sterling is going to be. And Yan passed that test pretty well. That was a great fight. So I don't see him. I don't see what Aljo is going to do to change, just to stop Yan. over 5 rounds. No, I don't see it happening. I think Jan's pretty safe here. I think he's going to win. How does he win? Does he stop him? I don't know. I don't know. It's a tough thing, but I think Jan wins.
Oh, I'm going Funk Master.
I like it. Main event of the evening, or is it?
It's the last fight of the night.
Yeah, I think everybody wants to see Hamzat Burns personally, and I guess Jan and thing. I don't know if people are excited for this. Like, I like Volkanovski; he's fucking awesome. But I don't know if people are really get that excited to see him fight.
Part of that is because people don't understand the value of leg kicks or the complexity of his style, but also part of that is who likes the champion after the great champion.
True.
So, who was a fan of Chris Weidman? Who was a fan of Daniel Cormier when he was the light heavyweight champion?
Okay.
Right? Who was a fan of Johnny Hendricks when he beat GSP? Right? Like it doesn't happen. So
yeah, I mean, I'm a fan of Volkanovski. He's pretty fucking dominant.
I like Volkanovski, but like if I excited to watch every single Volkanovski fight? Nah. But am I excited for matchups that Volkanovski can have? Yeah, I want to see Volkanovski fight this dude. But it's not just that I want to see Volkanovski fight. Does that make sense?
You want this one you're talking about against a zombie?
No, well, sure, but no, like
okay.
I would watch. Fuck, I'm trying to think. I would watch Ryan Hall fight anyone.
Okay.
I would watch Ryan Hall fight your mother. Right? Like, I would watch that dude fight anybody because that's how big of a fan of Ryan Hall I am. I would not watch Alexander Volkanovski fight your mother. I'm not super interested in watching just him fight. I would watch Max Holloway fight almost anybody. But let's see. Let's look at if Volkanovski was not the champion and he was going to fight, like, let's go down, Ricky Simone, right? No shade on Ricky Simone. But, like, if Volkanovski had a fight against Ricky Simone, I wouldn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Right? And it's not that I don't necessarily care about either of these fighters. It's just like, no, that's really what it is. I don't necessarily care that much. Like, he's an interesting fighter. But, like, I don't know. I don't see a path to victory for the Korean Zombie. Zombies team seems to think that Volkanovski doesn't have power in his hands. I don't disagree with that. And they think that Zombie just needs to eat one and he will be able to finish Volkanovski. That I'm not confident in.
No. Yeah, I don't. I mean, Zombie would do if he found this fight, because of Holloway's injury, like if the champ was a wrestler or grappler, I think Zombie would have a much better chance because he does have pretty good takedown defense. And he can maybe tire somebody out over 5 rounds if they were like a one-dimensional champ. Yeah, I don't.
Oh my God.
The nightmare matchup for him. He's gonna lose a lot of exchanges. He's going to lose them a lot, but often too. I don't see.
Are you looking at Volkanovski's numbers?
I am not.
Volkanovski's strikes landed per minute, 6.42.
Yeah, it's high.
Earlier, I called Vendera high at 4.7.
Well, it is for a heavyweight. Yeah, it's probably is.
Yeah. Volkanovski's strikes absorbed per minute, 3.34.
Mm.
He absorbs about a normal amount of damage, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's got good striking defense, whatever. He absorbs a normal amount of contact, but he puts out twice as much.
He also, yeah, I mean, he did fight Max Holloway twice too for 50 minutes, and he also went 20. So he's went the distance 3 fights in a row. So if you're fighting for 75 minutes, you're striking. It's hard for your striking defense to look elite.
It's 4 times in a row.
Oh, did he? Okay. Yeah.
But Aldo only hit him 29 times.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, Max is one of the best strikers to ever do it. So yeah, like you're gonna get hit.
Yeah, they were basically dead even.
Yeah, I think he's
137, Holloway 102, Volkanovski 157, Holloway 134.
they can say like no power. They can maybe that's their path to victory, or they might find a way. But no, like I mean, when you're getting hit, when you're getting that shit adds up fast. Like when you're just getting hit with strike, you know, like eventually. I mean, Zombie seems to have a good chin overall. He seems to be able to take a punch. But when you're constantly getting peppered, like for the thing, it's a different story. But I don't know. I think it looks pretty safe. I mean, Volkanovski's going to win. I don't know. I don't know how Zombie. I don't know how Zombie wins this fight outside of some miraculous KO. He could never win by decision over 5 rounds. So I mean, if you're going to bet Zombie, you might as well bet him to win by finish and get the extra boost. I mean, he's a huge underdog as it is. You might as well just bet him to win by knockout too. He's not going to win by.
I definitely agree that it's unlikely that he would win a decision. Seems much more likely that he would win by finish. But I don't think that Zombie has otherworldly power. Okay. He definitely hits hard. He definitely finishes people. But the thing that he's more known for is being impossible to finish or being impossible to make him take a step back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which he changed recently, like that style. So, and he's looked much better. I mean, he's looked good. He made some adjustments, but yeah, I don't know. It's hard to see him. Hard to see him winning this fight.
Yeah, definitely. All right. That is the whole card. Did we do them all? Did I fill them all in? I went and looked back at Ian Gary versus Darian Weeks. Darian Weeks got this shit. Fuck Ian Gary.
Dude, bet it, bro. That's a sick thing. That's a sick thing. I listened to a few other prediction channels that I like, and they're saying that's the fight. That's the upset that could happen. Like Darian Weeks has the most paths to victory out of any underdog. Like there's a lot of big underdogs on this card, but he's got the most ways to win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that dude's good. That dude's good.
And Gary's Gary's in a spot where he's gonna a good guy's gonna that comes to fight every time and is pretty well rounded for not being mainstream is going to bring his. So it's we'll see.
Yeah. I don't know why there's that much hype on Ian Gary. I'm not saying it's not deserved, but I am even more confident, having watched a couple of Darian Weeks fights and a couple of Ian Gary fights over the last couple of days. Like, nah, Darian Weeks got that shit. Let's go Midwest chocolate. Hell yeah.
West chocolate in the house. I hate our Vince Pichel pick now after looking into that. I looked into that fight a little deeper yesterday.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You want to swap it with Madsen?
No, we can't. We don't swap. We said we won't swap, so it's all right. I'm not going to swap.
Did we?
It.
Okay.
We did. We could change the thing, but no problem. We're like, no, we'll stick with it. Yeah, I kind of hate it. She looked into I was like, we talked about like Matsson's team. Like, how could they not want to grapple Clay Guida? Like, they didn't want to grapple him. They didn't want to wrestle him at all. And then I looked more at it, and I was like, maybe there's something behind it. And sure enough, there was. because he gassed the fuck out so bad in his other fights, just trying to straight wrestle dudes, like just picking them up and taking them down, like take them down, do stuff, and it had an effect on his gas tank. So he needed to. They just wanted him to. He made the adjustment of I need to learn how to. I need to strike at this level to get anywhere.
Does he hold people down once he gets in there?
Yes, he does. But
yeah,
or he gassed out. He gassed out real bad against Austin. Was it Austin Hubbard? Somebody. And he gassed out bad. And
okay.
I think he dominated the first 2 rounds, but then he was actually on the run the 3rd round because he literally had nothing left. But he wanted to pace himself better in the Guida, against the fight, and he wanted to strike. That being said, the striking, even though I rewatched the fight, not really that impressive. A lot of naked leg kicks. I'd say, but at least it was. I think it was enough of an adjustment to where he could. I looked at in Vince Pichel, his takedown defense in general is kind of his Achilles heel. So he's able to be held. He's able to be taken down, and he's able to be repeatedly. So I think Madsen might get that done. But we got Vince Pichel. Whatever.
The Anakin Florian guys, they do their picks on Mondays, but they reserve the right to swap their picks up until the day before or something like that. So that's a thing you're interested in. Cool. Like, I don't know.
We're doing shit different. We stick with our picks.
Okay.
Those guys. Fuck those guys.
Fuck those guys. They're only the leaders doing this thing as far as I know. I don't know. I mean, but I also don't follow gambling type stuff. I followed them because of their name, and then they happened to do a gambling thing at the end, which was like, oh, okay, cool. That's a cool way to do it. Because everybody wants to, like, and it's happened to me too. Like, students will be like, who do you got for this week's fight? And I'm like, I don't fucking know, man. Like, that's really not my MO.
Yeah.
I'm very interested in watching fights. I'm not nearly as interested in predicting who's going to win or guessing who's going to win, that kind of stuff. But I am very interested in beating the shit out of your algorithm. That is not the competing over picks. Fuck yeah. Like, go to a local fight and alternate who gets to pick the fighter and bet $1 on each fight. Like, fuck yeah, I'm in for that. But like, yo, I got $50 that such and such is gonna win his fight. Like, nah, not interested.
Right.
Just literally not interesting. It's just, I'd rather watch the fight without the emotional thing because then I can like actually watch the fight.
Yeah.
But this is making me go and watch all those other fights.
Yeah, I can still watch the fight as like from a fight fan perspective, even if I have money on it. That doesn't really. I still enjoy it. Even if I lose, I still enjoy it. Like it's okay. If I lose, I lose. Like it doesn't change the fact that I watched a great fight or something. Whereas I've definitely been around most people where like if they lose a bet, it's like if you make the mistake of saying like, wow, that was a great fucking game, and they're like, fuck that, it was terrible. I hope their bus crashes, like it's just like people get so salty, like fuck them. I hope his wife cheats on him, like they like
cheats on him. I hope his kid has 3 toes.
Yeah, like it's so insane. Like like if a pitcher blows a save in a baseball game, they're like, "Fuck him! I hope he gets home and his wife's getting fucked by some guy." Like it's so people get so salty.
So hostile. People get so fucking hostile. Ugh. Cool. All right, you got anything else you want to talk to the people about?
No, this was good. I'm glad we did it again. Good. We'll watch the fights, and we'll circle back next week.
Awesome. Then I'm hanging up on your ass, and I'll talk to you.